Hello, welcome to the Night Radio and Television Station. Here comes the latest updates. 90 million people could listen to the reflection of business community and the opinion of the head of the government at a conference on May the 9th. The Prime Minister meeting with the businesses will announce 3 main goals and 4 main groups of issues. The conference aims at the following main objectives: motivating enterprises during the time of the severe impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, acknowledging the efforts of overcoming difficulties, the self-reliance and resilience of the business community in the recent years, encouraging and promoting solidarity and the efforts of businesses and the government to seize opportunities, to overcome difficulties, to recover, to develop production and business, to stabilize jobs for workers, and to contribute to ensuring social security and national economic development, demonstrating a strong commitment and sharing from the government by listening and recognizing solutions and initiatives of businesses, continuing efforts to implement solutions to remove difficulties, seizing opportunities, and supporting enterprises to recover and develop production and business. A new survey of the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry (VCCI) shows that just over 20% of the businesses have access to government support packages. VCCI has drafted up to 111 specific recommendations related to many policy mechanisms at this time, typically the credit package, in which businesses need to support the structure of debt and interest, and the bank needs to ensure credit security. Another recommendation is that a guarantee mechanism for these loans is needed. VCCI forecasts that Vietnam can control the pandemic 2 to 4 months earlier than other countries. In parallel with the institutional reform, there is a golden opportunity to attract new investment flows when Vietnam is considered a safe destination. Despite difficulties, according to the latest VCCI survey, up to 77% of businesses said they would not reduce their business scale from now to the end of the year, regardless of the pandemic context. Due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year the celebration of the Sec Day 2020 Buddhist calendar 2564 was implemented in a minimalist manner under the Prime Minister's instructions. On April 15, Year Mental Rat, Mai Sơn Vĩnh An Pagoda, Vĩnh An Tha, Vĩnh Cửu District minimally organized the Vesak Day celebration, Buddhist calendar 2564, although not as crowded as every year, but still retaining the solemn respect towards the day the blessed one appeared in life. Everyone prayed respectfully for the elimination of COVID-19, for peace and happiness, for the stabilization of the people's life, and the social-economic development. On this occasion, the pagoda offered 30 gifts to disadvantaged households. Each gift includes 10 kilograms of rice and 1 box of instant noodles. It is a small gift, showing the spirit of compassion and solidarity to help people overcome difficulties together in the COVID-19 pandemic. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has just testified before the Parliament when the number of deaths of COVID-19 in the UK is highest in Europe and the second in the world. Opposition Labour Party leader Keir Starmer has criticized the government's slow performance in ordering the blockades, screening people, and searching for viruses. Prime Minister Johnson acknowledged that radical screening has to be stopped at that time because he could not afford it. This is the first time the British Prime Minister has acknowledged that there are gaps in the pandemic management work. Prime Minister Johnson pledged that by the end of this month, the UK's ability to test from 100,000 will increase to 200,000 per day. Prime Minister Johnson also announced ways to ease the blockade on May the 10th, and new measures may be implemented one day later. France had just announced the measures to be implemented after the gradual removal of national blockade on May the 11th. However, France will continue to close its borders with non-European countries or the Schengen space. French Prime Minister Edouard Philippe and several government ministers held a press conference to provide the most clear information about the measures to be implemented after the next 4 days, when France began to gradually lift the national blockade. The content of most concern is the movement of people after removing the blockade. French Interior Minister Mr. Christopher Castaner affirmed that from May the 11th, people will be able to move freely within 100 kilometers from the place of residence and as the crow flies. The French government said that despite the lifting of the blockade, France continued to close the border until there was a new announcement to the non-European Union countries, EU, or the Schengen space. That's all the news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.